Good evening, ladies and gents. Back again, Repulsion reviews music of his choice. Tonight we're putting our ears to a Tokyo-based producer known as TiMT. The specific album we're going to be popping into our deck tonight is one called Time Flies Like an Arrow. Have a little download code from Inner Ocean Records. Nice record label, by the way. Side A, side B adds up to about 20 tracks. So it's going to be a nice bit of listening. Though this is a lo-fi hip-hop album, with lo-fi it's a genre where tracks are typically made shorter than traditionally most other hip-hop instrumentals, say something Nujabes produced. It's looking very promising, especially from the previews I've heard. In the meantime, let's get a look at this tape, this beautiful cayenne blue tape. Time Flies Like an Arrow on the front, and little Inner Ocean Recordings logo, and side B with actually a flip of the original background on side A. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this one in. We're gonna have a listen, and I'm going to share my thoughts with you, of course, per usual, after jamming out this new one. Right off the bat into some super sexy, luscious vibes. This first track called Pray For You. And I know my jazz enthusiasts are going to be all over this one, and rightfully so. The jazz hop vibrations on this one are so on point. What I always admired about this genre of music is you can just bob your head, you can just chill out. Time Flies really is putting that out on this album, and I'm feeling the vibrations of the titles as I'm listening to them, because I mean, obviously I'm a visual artist and listener, so Pray For You is definitely a fitting title for this track, I'd say. It really does give off that haven, that vibration of peace and goodwill towards someone else, the love of a human being to another. This next one coming in called Completely New Life. Oh my god. Just the structure of these is so beautiful, man. It could almost bring a tear to my eye, really. You can just vibe out with this album from beginning to finish. It's just that good. And the vocals just work so good with that Rhodes keyboard. And I'm almost getting this nostalgic euphoria off of just listening to this track. You can just feel that there's another time you may have heard this track. Maybe I'm getting a little too existential, but I mean, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, people will say whatever they want to say. It's just really powerful in my opinion. Track 3 called So Many Ways. We're getting on those sex vibes here. In ways I could love you. Ridiculous soul flowing on this one. I could vibe out to this one over a heartbreak or getting with somebody new any day, any night, any afternoon. Just great. And I'm sure there's so many people out here in the world that are just vibing on this one right now while they're watching the video. Next one called It's Just The Way I Feel. Track 4. Oh man, we're hitting down on French house and vaporwave vibes right at the gate. What's going on here? Oh my god, yo, this is the one. Yeah, I feel. And the way he chops up that beat, come on right now. Might have mentioned I got a little mango peach candy with this one, gummy with this, and ooh la la, nice. It was a nice little touch, little mixture with this tape, man. Cheers, Inner Ocean Records, both for a great tape and a great piece of candy. I love you guys. This is such a perfect way to vibe out on a rainy Tuesday night. Love Is All Around, track 5. Now this is hitting some vaporwave vibes even stronger than the last one. Just the drums alone are just speaking it out. They're like, I am vaporwave, here I am. There is no way you can't bob your head to this album. There's no way. If you aren't fazed by this album, you are lacking something in here. Like, you're lacking a human soul, possibly a heart. I don't know. You might be dead inside, but even some dead people can vibe out with this one. I could just pull someone out of the graves in Guthrie and just be like, hey man, you need to vibe out to this. And they'll get up and they'll just start shaking their ass, and I'll be like, yeah, that's the way you do it. I'm feeling the love all around on this. You don't even need to have a track title. You can just be like, you can feel the love flowing all around you. One of the best tape purchases I've made recently, honestly. This next track here called Knock Yourself. Did I buy a traditional jazz hop album, or did I just buy myself some vaporwave? Am I right? Come on right now, yo! This is the funkiest shit I've heard recently on any tape I bought. This next one coming in called Get a Feel, track 7 on side A. Come on! This tape doesn't know when to stop being good. Like, are you serious right now?
Sexy vibration, visual stimulation, slick persuasion.
Yeah, I'm getting some ear stimulation right here. Jesus Christ. Try and emulate these vibes. You can't imitate these vibes. This is unparalleled good. Up next on track 8, Milestone. Could this tape just stop being this good? I'm trying to watch my tongue on this review. Come on right now. So much vibes. Pure. Like, I could just cry right now. It dug up all the right samples, chopped them, cut them, looped them just right over this beat. And honestly, I think that's all you need. If you're doing that, you're a damn good producer for lo-fi hip-hop for sure. Probably doing some layering on this, like layers of multiple samples, and that's another technique I'm seriously fond of, especially if you can make it sound really good. The Avalanches, they made a album called Since I Left You, and they did a lot of this multi-sampling on it and layers, and it was really, really tight. This next one, track 9, called Said and Done. Yo. Oh, this one's hitting down on those raw hip-hop vibes. Next is number 10, which is 500 Miles. Track 10 on side A. The further you submerge yourself into this album from the beginning to the end, you find yourself just floating on ethereal layers of just vibration, and it's so incredibly deep. Body, your whole being just finds itself in another energy that you can't feel. This is the last one on side A coming up. This is the 11th track. Jesus Christ, man. His samples are so on point. You can't. And that snare and that clap and that kick, so on point. Okay, so that concludes side A. We've been through 11 tracks so far on this album, and from there we'll be moving on to side B, which has approximately about 10 tracks. So we're gonna get straight into that. I won't lie, my only pet peeve with this tape so far is that all the more complex named tracks are written in blue, and I gotta put my eye really close up on them to read them. Bubblyhead. Bubblyhead. Now, first off, everyone knows I thought that was very great. Second off, I actually do have a few little critiques to make. May or may not be taken well, but you know what? It's about time that I do a little bit of critiquing. I could say that this album was a little bit longer than I initially expected it would be. Most lo-fi hip-hop albums especially have been around 30 minutes or a little under 30. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong or bad to make your album longer. All I'm saying is that whenever you're listening to lo-fi hip-hop, it is a repetitive genre of music. That does not mean it's bad. That's just the aesthetics that genre carries. And subjectively, in my own opinion, some of those tracks and the album kind of were overstaying, like to the point where it was getting a little fatiguing. And I know I'm probably going to get a lot of... Don't get me wrong, these tracks were vibing. But some tracks, I could just feel myself just kind of losing interest, like as it was going, like... about 2-3 minutes later, like, are we still looping this sample, playing this beat? Like, there was obviously some change ups and all that, but whenever there's only so much you can do with a sampled beat, you gotta like either have somebody on some lyrics or just change it up a lot, like have a bridge, a turnaround, and something like that. I mean, that's just my opinion. But, no, other than that, and this is really petty, this could be considered very petty, on the other end of this album, I was having to read these second tracks on side B, which you're seeing side A over there, very easy to read. Side B, blue text on black background, honestly really wasn't working out for me. I hated to look up it like that, and like if I didn't have a copy of it like digitally in order to see the track name. Other than that, I do highly suggest buying this tape. It is one of the best tapes I've heard recently. I think it's a great album, and I don't regret a minute I spent listening to it.